Greetings, everyone. This is Trojan 1979 welcoming you to the Tecmo Heroes discussion here on Full Nelson Tecmo. We're going to talk about the Heroes Preview Tournament. We're also going to be talking about what's going on, at least from a timeline standpoint, of the league. For those of you that are sort of new to what all of this is, Tecmo Heroes is a league that we have a draft for every year. It's a dynasty league. You get to keep your players. And before every league kicks off for the season, before the off season kicks in, we actually do a tournament so people have a chance to try out the new heroes. And so that is open to people that may be interested in maybe trying to join Heroes, the league itself. Maybe they just want a taste. And the tournament itself does benefit our live event in the fall of next year. So let's go ahead and get over here to the slideshow, and we'll see if there are questions in chat. I will try to take them. And there is chat. All right, so sorry, a lot of windows up here, guys. Okay. So we're going to look at the schedule here. December 1st is the goal start date for the actual tournament. So we already have, I think, somewhere around 7 signups already. Our goal is between 16 and 24. Try to get even groups, that kind of thing. Groups of 4, groups of 5, that sort of thing. So if you're interested, the link should be in the description of this video to sign up. If you don't have that, we can also you can also hit me up on Discord, the Retro Sports Gamer Discord, or on the Full Nelson Tecmo Discord. And this is going to feature, the tournament is going to feature the teams as they were before all of the Dynasty moves. So it's the base teams set up for heroes, and then you get to draft 1 team and 1 hero in a 2-round snake draft. We're going to try to have the transactions here. So while this is going on, the tournament is not going to be quite done yet. We're going to have the transactions open for the league itself, open by the 15th, maybe sooner. You'll get 1 week from the date that we go live with that. So that's for interacting with other players for the league. So if you want to be able to trade, just like last year, we're going to have a minimum or just a maximum of 11 transactions for trades in the off season. Certain picks will prohibit you from being able to do that, so be careful. And if you do trade for a player, you have to put him in he has to remain on your roster. The replacement, if you get a free agent pickup that could replace that person, or you could replace them with a draft pick. Just like last time. The rolling draft league for the league is going to begin on December 27th. So right after Christmas, we're going to start the rolling draft for the league itself. And you all know where you're picking by then, for those of you in the league. There are some openings that we're looking to fill, so if you know anyone, let me know. We are going to lose some people. We do every year. And the goal with this season is to be done by February 19th. We want to be done well ahead of Thunderdome. We know that that's going to be coming along. And then before you know it, we're going to be into the spring tournament for Full Nelson, and then everything that comes after that, all the qualifiers, so that we do throughout the spring and summer. So we're going to try to be a little quicker this time around, but you're still going to have over 6 weeks to get your regular season games in. I'd like to be done within 2 months of the whole league, including the playoffs. And then we'll take a break and come back in the fall for the next season. So conference realignments, we did this before. Your rosters will move with you, but you may end up in a different division based on your performance, or you may be playing other people in your division. You may not be moving, but someone else may be joining your division that wasn't in last time. So we try to rebalance these things best we can, and that will be revealed before the draft, of course. Week-to-week schedule, we based on the 91 schedule, we aren't going to change that. It's just who you play, who controls those teams, changes. If you get any questions, certainly let me know. So, let's go over the heroes. So the Lizard King makes his return. Lizard King will be in every draft. Lizard King is a randomized player with randomized stats. Tends to be usually ridiculous in some fashion, but you don't get to necessarily control. I think the biggest thing with Lizard King is that you know that you aren't going to have a player that's going to give you a bunch of stat reductions, and this is a safe player in that regard, but it may not be, you may or may not get the result you want. You may have a player that's good in an area and bad in another, so there's always a risk of them being not great, but Lizard King doesn't hurt you because you always have bench spots unless it's a defender. All right, so quarterback Jim Plunkett. We're going to go in all the position groups one at a time. Jim Plunkett was a two-time Raiders Super Bowl champion, and he was the quarterback of the first ever wild card Super Bowl champion in NFL history. So an interesting little bit of tidbit on him. So what's going to happen is the skill position players are going to increase their ball control 2 levels, and the right tackle maximum speed will be reduced 2 levels. And you can see he's a pretty versatile quarterback, a little bit of a scrambler with 19 MS, pass control 56. So his passes are going to get there. Probably not going to see a ton of covered catches unless you have a high reception receiver to pass to. Passing speed of 50 is decent, and then avoiding pass block is 44. So the one knock on him is the avoid pass block. All right, so Doug Williams, second quarterback in our draft here. Hero Super Bowl 22. He put up 35 against the Broncos in the second quarter. The downside is that your running back binges out on cocaine, a.k.a. Timmy Smith. And so your fastest running back is going to lose 2 levels of maximum speed and hitting power from the cocaine usage. So, but the stats on Dougie Williams are great here. 25 maximum speed, pass control 63. So kind of like Jim Everett, but faster with the maximum speed. Passing speed 56, just like Jim Everett, and then he's got avoid pass block 56, not too shabby. So should feel pretty safe chugging or throwing around the yard. If you don't like what you see, you can always just scramble with him. All right, so here's the controversial one. Tecmo Jesus, the quarterback. Basically, we take all of the best stats of all of the guys in the base Tecmo ROM, and then we add 94 hitting power to him, and that is what you get. So you get pass control, passing speed, and avoid pass block are all at 81, maximum speed at 56, and hitting power 94. Yeah, DPS got a guy that gave him an 88 maximum speed return, man. Absolutely, yep. So you're going to see a number of these heroes have a reduction to the right tackle's maximum speed. But the thing with Tecmo Jesus is that if you draft him, and he's essentially the best possible quarterback you could fathom unless you don't like his passing speed. And even then, I mean, what a weapon. The rest of your team is going to get decimated by it. So you're going to lose 4 stat levels on the other quarterback and the other skill position. So you basically slaughtered your team. And then you're going to sacrifice 3 stat levels on the OL and then the DL linebackers and the defensive backs. So really you're just you're investing for the future if you take this pick. If your team is bad to begin with, basically, yeah, you're just investing. I'm going to lock on this position and try to win games just scrambling around with the quarterback. But it's going to be a rough goal if you pick him. And someone's going to probably end up with him. So, all right, next pick. So quarterback Hale Murray. Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray. And basically throwing at 25 passing speed. So he's all about that JJ. He can scramble, good pass control, and avoid pass block. Your linebackers are going to take a hit. Running speed, rushing power, hitting power, and INT 1 level. They're all going to go down 1 notch. But now you've got a great JJ option. This might be a quarterback that Thrash would like. So there's your quarterbacks. All right, on to the running backs. So running back Dalvin Cook. We do have some modern players in this, as you can tell. 69 maximum speed, absolute weapon here. Receptions 38, not bad. Only 25 ball control, so that's really the big thing. And he's got 44 hitting power. So if you need to lead block with him for someone else in a situation or whatever, he's not going to get bounced right off. So really good running back. I think that he'll go mid to high rounds here, but the hitting power of all the defenders is going to get reduced 1 level, and then the right tackle maximum speed reduced 2 levels. I don't think that anything there is shockingly of a downgrade. So I think this is one of those picks that, yes, there are some downsides to him, but he can, if you don't have a fast running back, he could be a massive weapon for you. And Jeremy, yes, JP the Bowler, absolutely. Tecmo Jesus is broken, but he breaks the rest of your team, so that's the it's a trade-off. All right, so running back Texas Row is Earl Campbell. Epitome of physical running back, and he's got 63 maximum speed, 94 hitting power. He's always known to have his jerseys ripped off of him. But the offensive line is going to lose 2 levels of hitting power, and the maximum speed of your right tackle will go down 2 levels. So a great weapon here, but again, it affects part of your team. All right, and then we've got running back Mike Allstott. And I apologize, I didn't change the description on him in line 1, but he was part of the 2002 Buccaneers Super Bowl. And again, same stat modifications here. The difference is that he's slower, has more hitting power, more ball control. That's really the main difference here. So you could either use him as a blocker or your main runner, but he's going to cause problems for you. So Mike Allstott. All right, so here's a fan favorite for your Green Bay Packers, guys. Third down weapon, Donald Driver. He was a possession target for both Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Won a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers, though he did get hurt in that game. So both the quarterbacks, this is a unique thing we're doing here. So both quarterbacks are going to get 1 level of pass control, and one of your quarterback's passing speed can be modified to your preference, somewhere between 19 and 81 passing speed. And then the right tackle is going to lose 2 notches. Look at the stats on Donald Driver, 50-50 for running speed and maximum speed. So he's always moving at the same speed. Receptions, 75, ball control 75, hitting power 19. So a great weapon. He's not going to burn you down the field, but a great juker and a guy that should be the recipient of some covered catches if you have a good quarterback. All right, Lofton Stairwell, James Lofton, as reimagined during his Packers days. Maximum speed 69, running speed 25. So he was a down the field burner. Ball control, hitting power, 38-19. So basically a deep threat, and not huge hands, but 56 should be able to get up there and get some passes to him. So be interesting here. The offensive line, defensive line, hitting power will get knocked down 1 level, and the right tackle will lose 2 levels of MS. Tight end Tony Gonzalez, Hall of Fame tight end, and the pass control of the QBs are going to get reduced 1 level when you get this, but when you see his receptions at 81, I think you understand why. The DB and RS, the defensive back's running speed is going to be reduced 1 level, and here's another player that you lose 2 MS ticks with the right tackle. Maximum speed of 50, running speed 31. Basically, he isn't going to turn the ball over a whole lot for you. 50 hitting power, not a thumper. He's basically a receiver with a little bit of blocking. So, all right. So we've seen Bo Jackson fill a lot of things. We've decided here's a right tackle, Art Monk. So basically, we take his Tecmo stats, and he's got 44 maximum speed. He's going to play right tackle, and he has 38 hitting power. So those of you that don't have a returner yet, but the main benefit here, there's no stat modifications for other players by taking this guy. So if you got kind of a nobody and you don't want to ruin your team, so to speak, or I say ruin it, but hurt your team through another pick, this would be one way to kind of toe the line. So right tackle, Art Monk. All right, offensive lineman, Art Shell. He's a Hall of Famer. You can rearrange the offensive line as you see fit when you get him. 56 maximum speed, so you probably put him at right tackle. 69 hitting power. So the speed is really the main thing. The rushing power of the defensive line and linebackers are reduced 1 level with this pick. And Gene Upshaw, also a Raider, Hall of Famer, used to be, and rest in peace here, but he used to be the head of the Players Union. But again, another rearrange OL as you see fit. In this particular case, the defensive backs reduced INT 1 level, but he has 88 hitting power, maximum speed 50. So another guy that you probably put on the outside, but 88 hitting power should be able to stand up to anyone. Jerry Kramer, recently inducted in the last few years here in the Hall of Fame. So the maximum speed of the quarterbacks are going to be increased 1 level. You can reorder the offensive line as you see fit. His max speed is 38, which is better than most Tecmo offensive linemen, but not elite per se. And he has 75 hitting power, so probably a good guard, actually, or a center. And I apologize, linebacker Bo Jackson's on here. I thought I deleted that slide. He's already in the game, so I apologize on that. Why is this coming up this way? Hang on 1 second, guys. Okay, I'm not sure why those slides are still there. I thought I had deleted them, but I think we got that fixed. All right, back to the slideshow. Thanks for your patience. Okay, so nose tackle, Tim Crumry. So you can see he's got that broken stick from the Super Bowl. This is essentially him before that happened. So he has to play nose tackle. There's no knock on any of your other players when you get him. So this is the biggest benefit. He has 75 hitting power, maximum speed 56, rushing power 44, running speed 38. Interceptions just 13. He's basically just going to be a guy to plug the middle. And there's no knock the rest of your team. So not a flashy player, but a guy that can certainly help a lot of teams. Matt Hall booing. What did I do? I'm a big Crumry fan. All right. Minister of Defense. So I think Reggie White is underwhelming in our favorite game here. He is the former all-time sacks leader. So here's the deal. All defensive backs are going to lose 1 level of running speed and interception, but he's going to get after it. Rushing power 56, 44. He has 56 interceptions. He's been known to cause havoc. So you can nickel him. Maximum speed 69. He has 81 hitting power. So if you want to let him go, cause problems, let him go. Or you can man him. But 56 interceptions, you can do whatever you want with him. All right. Defensive lineman Dave Robinson. And again, I apologize. I thought I'd updated the top description here, but he was part of the Lombardi-era Packers and won multiple Super Bowls and championships. Other defensive increases to the defensive line is HP 1 level. So if you've got another defensive lineman, their HP goes up 1 level. So if it's 69, it'll go up to 75. And that'll help as long as it's within the allotted range. The linebackers, defensive backs, and the linebackers and defensive backs rushing power can be reduced 1 level. 63 rushing power, 25 running speed at the snap of the ball, and interceptions 38. You could nickel him if you wanted to. Probably better to just kind of let him do his thing at hitting power 75. All right, Bobby Wagner. Inside linebacker, he has to play inside linebacker, so either LB2 or 3. You're going to have reductions on the running speed, rushing power, and hitting power of the other defenders by 1 level across the board. He is a beast, though. It's 63 rushing power, 75 maximum speed, 44 interceptions, and 63 hitting power. So he's a guy who has a bigger ding to the rest of the team, but he is an impact player. My guess is that he'll be a later pick. Kabir Baja-Biomila. Here's a player that can either play left end, right end, or an outside linebacker, depending on what you want to replace. So there's some flexibility. And there's no stat reduction at line 3 there, which is huge. He doesn't have any interceptions really at 13, so you're going to have to kind of let him go about. But he's an absolute beast, absolute problem. Whether you want to use him as a drone and let him get after it, or take away the kicking game, or take away the lurch game. Just keep in mind that if you're controlling him and you had a team that can pass, that he's not going to be covering very well. So just something to keep in mind. Adam, welcome to the stream. We're discussing the upcoming tournament here online, as well as the league, and the heroes are going to be available next season. So this is a guy that's very desirable, but he's probably someone that you don't want to control yourself and just kind of let do his thing. All right, so Eugene Robinson was caught before Super Bowl 33 rather, soliciting for prostitution. So he was you could tell he was out of sorts for the game as they got dominated by the Broncos. A great player, though, throughout his career, but his choices are going to reduce the stats of his teammates. So the running speed, rushing power, hitting power, and interception of all defenders are reduced by 1 level, and the right tackle maximum speed reduced by 2 levels. Hey, Green Magic, welcome to the chat. So that's Eugene Robinson. I know he's really in the game, but this is the post-Super Bowl version. All right, modern defensive back. Oh, by the way, Eugene Robinson has to play DB3 or 4. All right, so Jalen Ramsey, DB1 or 2, and he's, with Jair Alexander, on the sideline right now with his injury. He's far away the top defensive back out there, especially on the outside. So an absolute beast here, but he is going to knock down some of his teammates as a result. So the RSRP INT of all the defenders down by 2 levels, and the right tackle MS will be reduced 2 levels. But an absolute guy that can just cover the entire field. The ultimate user defender here at only 25 hitting power. You don't want to let someone else control that. So whoever gets this is going to have arguably the fastest defender out there on the secondary in the league right now. And the next DB, also a safety, Hall of Famer Brian Dawkins. And he reduces receptions of all of the skill position guys by 1 level. And the maximum speed of all of the offensive linemen goes down 1 level. And the rushing power of all the linebackers goes down 1 level. The trade-off is that you have an absolute beast with 69 rushing power, maximum speed of 81. So if you put him at DB4, your punts get high return speed. Interceptions at 63 and 75 hitting power. So a great DB4 option that certainly would help any team. There's a lot being reduced here, but I don't think it's that much. You have an impact player right away in the secondary. And I apologize, Desmond Howard is not in this. I thought I deleted his slide. All right. And I apologize. I put this together today, guys. I thought I had deleted this other slides. So those of you that joined us early on may remember the Troy Brown 2.0, or excuse me, 1.0. Troy Brown, during the first Patriots dynasty, had to actually play defensive back. And so what happened is you actually get to clone one of your wide receivers, and there is a reduction on the running speed and rushing power by 1 level, but everything else, so maximum speed stays what it is. Receptions become your INT, and your ball control becomes your hitting power, and you can play any DB position. So, and there's no stat penalty to any other players, and is immune to any other current league maximums. So if you have a player that was created before those maximums were imposed and you cloned him, you're good. So this is actually a rule-breaking player. I think this will be an early pick, maybe even the top pick. So yeah, JP the Bowler ended up getting a cloned Drew Hill. So this is, I think the difference was there was no reduction. There's a reduction this time to keep it from being too ridiculous, because 69 rushing power is a lot. But anyway, yeah, so Troy Brown 2.0, that's the last defensive back, I believe. All right, on to the coaches. Bill Belichick, yeah, we all think now, if we see Tom Brady doing what he does, but he made his career riding on Tom Brady's coattails, you can go ahead and debate me on that. But here's what he does. So your quarterback 2 gets a 3-level stat boost across the board, pending there's no min-max in the way. Your QB1 goes the exact opposite. So we have as a Tom Brady off the bench, Drew Bledsoe, starter, gets hurt kind of thing. And then both quarterbacks, you can set your passing speed however you want. So, anywhere between 19 and 75, you can go ahead and set your quarterback's passing speed, and then it's locked in at that. So the QB1 and QB2 can have 2 different passing speeds. All right. Standalone, how you doing? All right, so Coach Sam White, you don't live in Cleveland. You increase your hitting power and ball control of offensive players by 1 level. So basically, all your offensive linemen are going to get a hitting power boost, and as are all your skill position guys. So the blocking will be better, and then you have ball control, so less likely to fumble. And then all of the INT level of all your defenders is reduced by 1 level, and your returner is going to drop down 2 notches. Coach Vince Lombardi, what the hell's going on out here? So increase all quarterbacks pass control by 1, all running backs ball control +1, your wide receiver and tight ends receptions are +1. All of the hitting power of your entire offense there, minus the quarterback, goes up 1 level, but the right tackle's maximum speed goes down 2 levels. So that's actually a pretty good pick there. It's nothing like mega impactful, but everyone gets just a little bit better on the offense, and that's the benefit there. The right tackle return game, you're only returning if someone scores on you. So, all right, and then on to Coach Dom Capers. I think this might be the last one here. He was a huge hit, as we saw. That's how Mongo. Those of you that have been terrorized by Mongo, that's how he got formed. So Mongo was a super powerful defensive lineman, and he got swapped to linebacker with the boost. So here's a difference with Dom Capers 2.0. There's going to be a 3-level boost for the 2 players involved. The defensive lineman, it's got to be either a left end or right end with a LB1 or an LB4 are going to swap positions. They'll get a 3 stat boost, again, pending you're within the min-max limits. But it is going to damage the rest of your defense. So the running speed, hitting power, and INT of all the defenders are going to be reduced 2 levels. So what you're hoping is that you're creating some absolute phenoms that are going to be disruptors out there. If you have a defensive lineman with some INT already, or a linebacker with some INT, but basically you want to get 2. If you have a good end and a good outside linebacker, and you really want to juice them up, that's a great way to do it. But your other players are going to suffer as a result. So, and really, that's it for now. I just wanted to get you guys a quick view on that. Yeah, I mean, that's great. It's certainly an option, Green Magic. You see some of the linebackers that are out there right now. It's getting pretty ridiculous. So I don't have anything else for you guys right now. I just want to give you a quick sneak peek on that. You need the timeline. You can go back and watch this video. There was a couple little glitches. I apologize on the slides. Wanted to get this together for you guys. I know that there's real football going on right now, and appreciate everyone who continues to participate in the tournaments and the leagues. If you want to be in the tournament, check the description. We should have the link in there for you. This is Trojan signing out.